Well, I think I have finally disproven God. I have found conclusive proof God doesn't exist. And technically, it's using math, or at least the application of math. And it's through physics. The classical idea of God is that it sees everything, knows everything around the universe at the same time. That is aware of every single particle and their position and velocity, whatever. It knows everything that's ever happened, is ever going to happen, everywhere. Which sounds great. That's a powerful God. I mean, that's the idea that most people describe as God. Problem is, physics disproves this. Or at least this idea of God, at best, at worst, it disproves God, period. Because the act of observation changes how things react and act. Particles differ how they act based upon whether or not they're being observed. There's a double slit experiment where, if not being observed, the particles act like a wave, and while being observed, they act like a particle. But here's the issue. If God's seeing everything everywhere, how could the particles ever be anything but a particle? How could he ever be a wave? Because they would never, ever, ever not be observed. Now, I'm sure there's excuses people could give. Say that God somehow observes these things but doesn't do it in such a way that these particles would change. But I don't know. Is that really an explanation, or is that just an ad hoc attempt to explain it afterwards? Could somebody, give me a better explanation, or what do you guys think? You think, I mean, a bit silly here, but I do think that, this at the very least creates a bit of a problem for theists to explain. Especially those that say that, that the universe couldn't be solid or anything without God. There has to be an active observer, namely God, for the universe to be particles. Especially when we're not looking. But here's the thing. Therefore, then how could God, not cause everything to be a particle? How could you do double slit experiments if God's observing them in that case? So I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Let me know down below what you think.